16. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, the Monday the 16th of August 2010, it gives me a very great pleasure to introduce Mr. Jim Musca, who worked as a young lad. He served his apprenticeship at Zilco's Garage on the corner of Third Avenue and Guildford Road, which is now, that most of you know, is Williamson's Garage. But in the days that Jim worked there and served his apprenticeship as a motor mechanic, it was Roy Zilco's Garage for a number of years. Jim not only worked there, but he did a bit of moonlighting. He worked at the Roxy and the Lyric theatres as the projectionist. So, Jim, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you here tonight, and we're very interested in hearing your story.
It's a pleasure to be here, and thanks again.
Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, look, I won't bore you too much, but I came over from a little place called Sicily back in the 50s, and my father was there before us. We came 12 months later, because I was still free man and I wanted to go back. I got on the boat and hide there. But not knowing the rest of it, anyway, it was quite, I'm glad I stayed.
Would you like a chair?
No, I'm right, thank you. And as a 13-year-old boy, I just had to love school because I got suspended from 4 schools. They used to show up. So my father said to me one day, look, if you want a job, go and walk around first and get a job and you can leave school, which I did, and I finished up at Roy's. And that's when I got a name change. Roy said, what's your name? I said, Angelo. He said, oh, no, it's too bloody long. He said, it's Jim Blue. 60 years later. But anyway, that's okay. I had a lot of good things happened to Roy, and he really treated me well, and I enjoyed it. But I was in the stage where I wanted to do a little bit more, so I got a job with Irving Robinson, operating films down here, and we had the Lurie Theatre in 8th Avenue, and we had this one down here, and where Coles is now. Because you can remember the old garden, there's a corrugated iron, so the boys would get on the bike with their bamboos, you know what the movie was on? The noise was going on. So I was getting twice as much money doing 2 hours work at the movie that I was getting at Roy. Roy was paying me £2, 9 shillings a week. In those days, which is good money. But there's not. I enjoyed my hands. I love my hands. I miss my hands. But times to come, you know, when I sort of had to follow the kids, or the kids follow me, and we went to live in the hills, and quite nice. But every time I drive past my lands, I drive past Peninsula Road very slow to see where, you know, I used to live, and now it's very nice to see my good friend here, Mr. Power, and I haven't seen him long since I left my lands. But in doing these things, I had a lot of good things on the way, and a lot of, you know, a little bit bad things too. I was a bit naughty. Anyway, you get that when you're a boy. So I can remember one day, we were operating a film called Carmen Jones. I don't know if you'll remember that.
Yes.
But films in those days come in reels. You either had 5 reels, 4 reels, or 3 reels, or maybe 7 reels for it. And we had 2 cameras, and we put reel 1, reel 2, because you had to look for a speckle thing on the right hand side, a little flash. And when that flash came on, you swap over. So we had 1, 2, 3, and then I put back number 1. Can you imagine what that said out there? Anyway, that happened quite a bit. And then I was lucky enough to learn all about the CinemaScope, which just came in. I think the first CinemaScope movie we had was The Road. And they had these big machines, and they looked like a plate of gold, but they were $1,000 each. And you put them on the machine, and then when it was not a CinemaScope, they come off. So I'm rolling down the steps, and I dropped one of them one night down the Lurie Theatre. And I can't believe it, it was just not damaged at all. And Mr. Roberts just looked at me, you know, and looks could kill me dead. Anyway, it was all good. And then I decided that just a bit much, and we weren't getting enough, what do you call, atmosphere in that box, and the carbon was getting there. You know, these days, well, you know, you got all sorts of fans, and then we had nothing those days. But anyway, I was lucky enough to get married. Nice lady, and I was playing a bit of soccer one day and I broke my ankle, and because, you know, she kicks up a stink because, you know, what are you going to do? You can't go to work and all this sort of stuff. You know, things that happen in life, you don't bring them all up, but some do. But my memories of Marlene's are just terrific. Honestly, they are. And I'm more than happy to be here and ask to be explain a little bit what we did and what we didn't do. Peninsula Road was just, I don't think it changed at all from Guildford Road down to the old aerodrome, you know. It's just, a lot of houses still there, and it's great to see that. Probably eventually another 10 years it won't be there, but you know, without boring you further, I think thanks again for inviting me, and I hope that I can, you know, be of some help to you guys. And I've got a business, I've got a couple of good businesses, and I'll more than happy to contribute little bits and pieces. And we're pretty good at fixing cars too. So anyway, thanks again, eh?
Yeah, Jim, can we ask you a few questions?
Sure, of course.
Yeah, you said you lived in Peninsula Road.
Yeah.
How far down?
54. Peninsula Road, yeah.
You were down?
Yeah. I built a house there.
Down near the...
I was in the brickwork.
Near the brickwork?
Yeah,
obviously. Yeah, okay. And then you'd remember there were the sand pits that
yes,
on the left-hand side going down?
The fellow that had the sand pits, I think, if I remember, his name was Dennis Pearsall. They used to have a company, Dennis. Pretty sure it was him. And we used to jump all over because he used to catch us and tell us to go home and all this sort of stuff. But that was great. We enjoyed all that. And then Bondi come along and spoiled the party. All the 150,000 ounces down there, and Trampion Swan, we call it. I think it was Trampion in his bank account. But we all had a big opening come down there because he put sewerage on his side, and none of us allowed to walk on at the time. So we had septic tanks. We had the sewerage, but I just didn't know what happened after that. I think a good friend of theirs, probably you more than I did at the stage. But it's
you have recollections of the aerodrome running in those days?
Yeah. Tiger was just a lot down there and little Cessnas. I do remember the aerodrome. Which of that? Oh, come on. There's way that we had it. Destroy one of the town, didn't he, up the road? Yeah.
64.
Oh yeah, I was in the house with my two children, and all I could see was this brickwork moving. So I grabbed them both and took them out the back. I don't know if I did the right thing or not, but anyway, it didn't fall down, but I did fix it and make it stronger. Because every time there was a tremor, then everybody used to, you know, dive for cover. It's just things we never... Me of all things, I lived near Manhattan for a long time because it's lava. You know, we never worry too much, but when it's sorted out, we never heard of it before. So
it's incredible how much movement was in the in the building.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think if we never had wooden doors and wooden windows, probably the house could have gone down. But the wood moves with the bricks done. You know, that's the old story we've got now. That's good. Please ask anything if I can remember.
With the movies, when did the picture gardens actually close?
When TV came out, and then everybody decided to have this DVDs, and not DVDs, VCR in those days, and that really killed. You know, I didn't have any more work there, but I used to deliver 1,000 papers around Marlene's in the morning. There's a paper shop down in the Caledonian Avenue. And that's still there, huh? Used to get in at 3 o'clock, roll up the house and go out and do it. And I used to have a lot of fun because I'll tell you a little bit about that. I will not bore you too much, but we had a mini miner with a passenger seat out. So we put a big roll that we put the papers, just like grabbing the papers would come down. Anyway, one day one of the papers got stuck under the brakes. So the bloke at the fence, he wanted to arrest me. I went to his house. But you know, that happened. But there was the. Everybody remember the Lord Mayor of Marlene's those days? Venerable, was it?
Oh yes.
But?
Venerable.
Yeah.
Her husband used to be at the institute.
Well, she used to stand there and really abuse it. You know, she because always recognised that I should have put the paper. She was a little mare. She wanted the paper delivered in the veranda. Anyway, after a couple of weeks, and I thought I'd get square with this bitch. And I put the baby in a bucket of water for about half an hour. So I'd gently drive up there and put her in the front fence.
Terrible.
Then she had me sacked. I didn't mind. There's a lot of houses in mainlands where the streets is higher than the roofs of houses. Anyway, one day we had a big complaint by the Western Australia. It says that they haven't received their papers for months. Oh, well, I said, I do, deliver it. But being dark, I didn't know that the roof was full of papers. Then the other thing, I don't know, you guys remember Friends Nelly?
Yes.
Okay, well,
Tell us about him.
yeah. Oh, nice.
Was Springfield the wood yard?
Fun?
Wood yard?
No.
Yeah.
Archie had the little lolly shop next to the Lyric Theatre.
Yeah, that was his wife.
And then Archie had a taxi.
He tried to have a taxi.
Yeah, and also the bootmaker across the road. They used to get together and bring meetings. On this particular time, he was the president of a soccer club called Maylands United. So we were, you know, we were rugby got down there and we used to kick a ball, and all of a sudden we decided we're going to be a registered club.
Just, can I interrupt you? Where did you actually operate from? The Maylands
Soccer club.
Soccer Club?
Yeah, down the end of Peninsula Road, you see the tennis courts in here?
Yes.
That's where there used to be a soccer pitch.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, right there. Mud slopes and everything. But anyway, this particular time, the coach picked the team and he wasn't happy. So he went down with an axe and chopped the goalpost down. No, Mr. President.
Yeah.
That's Archie.
He's Archie, was he? No.
Archie.
Oh, we wouldn't dare to call him Archie.
He was the gentleman that owned the, this is long before, the wood yard next to the...
Did he? I never knew.
I worked for him at the age of 12, too long.
I know, remember having this. I had a sports shop on the corner of Guildford Road and North Avenue. Had a sports shop there, which is was his property. And of course, his daughter became my mum and dad's doctor. Yeah, she was a very good doctor. I heard.
She was.
But, but it's good. Oh, you can go on all day with my
Well, that's what we're very interested in. Some of your memories, things that happened.
Yeah, I thought I lost
growing
it.
up.
Just, everybody who's awake, I'll pick it up. That's me, I was about 7 stones. I'm on 13. I don't know, it's good.
Jim, what was Mr. Robinson like?
Herbie,
Yes.
yeah.
What was he like? What was he like?
Very ruthless.
Was he?
Well, he was on the council, he was on the committee of the Perth Road Board, they call it.
Yes, yes.
And it was MC at my wedding actually, and I don't think he smiled then. He was okay to me, but I think anyone that's second would work what I did. His sisters, he had 2 sisters, a mother and a sister lived next door to the Roxy, I don't know if you guys remember.
Mary.
Yeah, and those roses she had was unbelievable.
Yeah, she's got a beautiful rose garden.
Yeah. And then was Ethel Barker across the road, the Celtic's garage. I don't know if you all remember that.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, Celtics, the old Celtics was there. And
Yeah.
you remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because we were a bit of a smart bums and we had a guy called Andy, he had this lip with his, strange lips. He was a big heavy, one of the guys that really, not criminal, but he was a roughie. So
Maylands boy.
But?
Yeah, like a Maylands boy.
Yeah, he came around the jury. Anyway, he opened us, and then one day we were driving, we had this old vagabond in a convertible, and Rocky Derazia, which is a brother of Derazia,
John.
the long man, Jordan. Anyway, he called us and he said, I'll get you. So we took off, got into this vagabond, and our vagabond was so slow that he nearly caught us. So I said to Rocky, I said, put your hand, put your foot on the brake, quick. So he did, and he comes smacking in the back. Well, you know, we all know what he was up. But he got us later. He bought this, you know, the old trick they used to play. Thought, yeah. And Dad just saying to me, well, what are you running for? Well,
Did you have to train to operate a projector?
yes, very much so.
I bet you would too, because Mr. Robinson, from what I heard when I was growing up, was very careful with his money.
Oh, yeah. He was careful with his sister's money too.
He would have said to you, now look, he would have said to you, now look, I paid a lot of money for this equipment, so I want to make sure, I hope that you've had training. I can imagine him saying that.
Well, the thing was, it's hard to explain. When you're doing the movies, there was two things like that were the carbon reverting, and you had to stay there because the actual machine that was keeping this thing close is slow. You lose a bit of power sometimes, so you have to stay there, and you might be looking at something else, and all of a sudden you keep turning until it touches and the whole power went off. You know, there's another thing that he was ever very happy about.
Did the films, you talked about the films on a reel,
Yeah.
you know, now and then, and I was going to the movies in those days, obviously, when you were there. And now and then, I think the film would break and there'd be a stop in
We knew.
and you had to join it up again.
Yes, very easy. They weren't too hard to join.
A few minutes and away.
Yeah, we play a record or something, you know.
Then I suppose he came back and said, what's going on?
Here, and I talked about being two movies on the same night.
Yes, there was too.
There was a cartoon and a newsreel, and sometime on a Friday night we used to have Zorro, or one of these.
And the man used to have a cartoon carnival.
Yeah.
And that for the kids, and you know.
So they ran the movies on Saturday afternoon?
Yes,
Yeah.
well, indoor it was, but
Tarzan too, Johnny Weir.
I think the thing in those days was that you get a movie like The Road or Quavardis, they used to go on for about 4 hours. So you only get the one movie. You'd have an intermission while the movie was, you know, cut down. I think Ben Hur ran there for about, I got sick of watching Ben Hur for 6 months, you know. You sort of forget about it, so it's good. Absolutely, you know, the VCR did fuel the movies. And now Fox, of course, well, you can do what you like with it now, can't you? You can go there and just burn anything you want out of it. But it's good. But, look, I had a great memory of my aunts, and I still have.
Could you tell us a bit about working at Zilko's garage and
Yeah.
the type of cars that came?
Yeah, we used to have these old-fashioned pumps there that you pump up by hand, and you put 2 gallons or 3 gallons or 4 gallons. Now, the silly part about that was that if you put 4 gallons and it wouldn't take it, you couldn't stop it. So we in the driveway, you know, petrol all day long, down there. And then we used to have this voice to have one big thing in the middle and lift the car up.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You have a little trouble when the wheel ran out, you know, you have to run quick. They were pretty safe because we used to put 44-gallon drums in every corner, and you know, we had a lot of antique stuff, but it was good. But the funny part about it, we used to fix trucks there, and the floor was wood floor in the workshop. Because our wood floor used to give you quite easy, and the truck is a bit. You have to be careful. In those days, there's probably less accidents than then. We were more careful then than they are now. All this modern machine we've got now, we've got computers which hook up cars, and we don't have to tell you, what's wrong. The computer tells us, and save you money as well, because you're not replacing the whole car before you find out what's wrong. That's another good thing with the modern stuff. I must be the only workshop in Perth that still uses manual stuff. I've got a computer, it's a pencil with a rubber at the end. If I don't like the figures, I'll rub it off and put my own in. Takes lovely. But it's good. I employed 5 guys, and they're all happy. Treated them right, not right. You know, that's right. Just ask anyone you want to know, because I do remember a lot, but I can't bring it all up. So,
Do you remember Andy Sheehan?
no, I don't.
He had trotters, but he was...
I remember the guy that had the bike shop in Trotters.
Jack Foy.
Jack Foy, yeah. It was Jack Foy and Bill Foy,
Yes,
brothers.
that's right.
Anyway, Roy loved to have a bet. Say, $1.10 one day to have a bet at Jack Dawson's.
He had a horse called Prince of Melbourne.
Yeah, anyway, because they didn't win this time, and Jack, his brother, had come through the petrol station and fell up. He said, oh, you know, he said, I've bloody done 10 quid on your brother's horse. He said, you've driven it? He said, well, next time you want to put a bet, to see me, not him. I drove it and said, he owns it. I thought to myself, that's it. You know, don't cure me for anything. Then I had another service station where Cardiff, the bookie, used to come in. And lucky, I said to him, I would like to have a bet, you know. He said, don't be stupid. I said, why? He said, there's 15 horses out there, 14 are mine and one's yours. So that was enough to wake up, you know, to all this sort of thing.
Yeah, Jack Foy had speedlight
Yeah.
cycles, and that's where the cycle place is now on Guildford Road.
Yeah.
It's between 7th and 8th.
It's still there. I think his son, grandson still
No,
there.
they've sold.
Gone, is it?
It's not in the
Because
family.
they came up all of the stock next door.
Yeah, they were there then.
Yeah, and the readers.
Well, those two boys, they're retired now. Frank.
Yeah, well, I still see Pat.
Do you?
His son's got a very good business in Kennington. He wrecking cars, you know, wreckers. Very good.
Well, they're both still going. Frank Stoltz lives up in Bayswater.
Mm.
I was up there a few months ago, and they still go out for lunch. There's been in Maylands there for so long.
They had Melbourne Motors, didn't they, as well?
I don't remember that.
No, that wasn't him. No, that was
It's a local court, I think.
yeah, Cook, isn't it? Yeah. Not Crook, Cook, but both names. No, he was okay, he was weird. Roy never went out much. Roy stayed in. The sad part of it, Roy, was that he went to Balloona to pick up a car in a tow truck once, and I found his wife with her head stuck in the gas stove. I didn't think much of it because coming from a place like Sicily during the war, you used to see bits and pieces of people all over the place. You know, there was no, to us, there was nothing. We were picking up arms and legs and just put them on the bed together just to, and it didn't affect us in any way. But Roy took it very bad. About 3 years later, he died of a big heart. His heart was enlarging. So I suppose I wasn't meant to stay there.
How old were you when you came over from Sicily?
13. I'm the only Italian to come over here and never been to Italy. By the Cape. Missed everything. First stop was Port Said, and then Colombo, and then Fremantle. It was a good experience at Fremantle. I really got worried because you know, you miss a lot of friends over there. You make a lot of friends because our biggest outing in Sicily was going to church. There's nothing else. You know, Sunday school and play a bit of skittles at the park there, or little parks what we had. So my mum told me to go to church one night and I didn't, and she found me in the middle of somewhere, got me by the ear on and we were around town with it. That was my mum's greatest thrill, grabbing my ears. But thank God bless her, she's a great woman. She was. Dad only passed away about 5 years ago. I think about 89. Her mother, she's 2 months off 100.
Wow.
That's big.
And Mum's dad was 103. So, I don't want to go that far. No, it's good.
Did they have vegetable gardens?
Sorry?
They would have vegetable gardens in the Baylands.
Did I? Yeah.
They would double the Italian
Yeah, they had
yeah.
tomatoes and everything growing.
Yeah.
Prickly pears, and I don't know if you guys have seen them.
Yeah.
They're very expensive to buy. A dollar each in the markets, and not just to give it to the pigs back there. But like everything else over here, don't mind me talking about this, over pig trotters and that, you know. I used to make a great thing with them. And I tried one night, but I burnt the pots and everything, so I go, right. You know what to do with them.
Were the Chinese gardens still in,
They were across the road from Stone Street, yeah.
still there? when
Yes,
you
yes, they were there. Yeah, and there was a horse down there, there's a milkman. We used to go down about 2 o'clock in the morning, let them out, you know, help them out a bit. Show them
The city baker used to have his horses down there.
So naughty boy.
Naughty
Oh,
boy.
very naughty. About that.
But there wasn't a television.
You're lucky you just...
No television.
There was no television. You had to make entertainment.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I like it, you're right.
I say you're lucky you were around, still around to tell the tale.
Yeah. We used to, the best thing was when the milkman would deliver milk in trays, you know, little trays. Just fill up your little thing that you left outside, and because we follow the milkman, as soon as he gone, we used to go and knock the milk off and take it. Money we never touched, that was one good thing.
Oh, that's...
No, but food, yeah, we were starving. Anyway, it's like the old joke, you know, I hope you guys don't get too offended about religion, but there's this father was also a not a 7-day event, as a Jewish rabbi in the Church of England, and they're all discussing how the money gets divided up to church. Don't have to go over it, but there'd be love just in case, you know. So they got this Church of England fellow said, oh no, he said, what we do, we've got this big tray, he said, with a line down, and then we shake it and say, what's on the left is his, what's on the right is ours. And the Church of England, the Catholics said, no, so we've got a line down there. We chuck it there, whatever, so, you know, left is his, and what's right is ours. And the Jewish fellow said, you're all nuts. I said, why? He said, well, we've got a carpet. He said, a room full of carpet. We chuck it up there, what stays up there is his, what the other is ours. Nothing's shown, is it?
Come on, folks, keep asking.
Yes, keep asking me. Yes.
Well, he's wound up.
No, I was just saying you've been talking for nearly half an hour.
So I better knock off, eh? Good idea, thank you. I'll save them up next time. Talking about those recipes that you're chasing.
Yes.
Well, my mum left me quite a bit. Some of them were about 60 years old.
Sounds good.
Well,
That would be wonderful.
I'd love to see them.
They never
They didn't
did.
say this a minute.
Well,
And thank you for having me too, guys.
Jim, thank you very much. Terrific to hear some of the tales of
My lens?
yes, we have a little gift for you.
I don't know whether you're a wine drinker, a red wine or white wine.
Here's a paper cat.
I hope so.
A white one or a red one, Jim? Does it matter?
No, it doesn't really matter wine. Somebody you'd like to keep it here and it'd be fine, honestly.
No. We'd like you to accept that on our
Thanks very
behalf,
much.
and thank you very much for doing that little talk tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, please thank Jim Musca for speaking.